On this season of Office Spaces, we're hitting the road in search of the country's most influential innovators, delving deep into the ideas that inspire, and witnessing firsthand as their breakthrough technologies impact the world. Office Spaces starts right now. When it comes to commercial roofing, these guys have you covered. Simon Roofing has been the leader in the industry since 1900. This family business has got manufacturing, installation, and service down to a science. Check out how they're taking technology and sustainability to a whole new level.
We're here at the Prevision Labs, and this is where it all begins.
What we're about to show you is the process on how we evaluate our customers' roofs to determining how long our customers' roofs will actually last.
Let me take you to the lab and show you how everything works.
In the lab, roof samples are tested and analyzed for durability.
George, what are you doing today?
This is our FTIR, or Fourier Transform Infrared Spectroscopy. This is where we put in the sample, and the system analyzes the sample and produces a spectra. The spectra then has different peaks that correspond to the different chemical nature of the system.
Brandon is a lab technician here at the ESR Prevision Lab, and what he's doing here is actually checking in a trace core sample into our dashboard system.
So here we have a sample that we need to measure and weigh and enter into the system.
Next step of our process is the heating of it. Here we warm the samples up before we take them over to our press.
Here at the press, we're going to stamp out 2 dog-bone style samples that we'll later test on Antron.
I'm going to be running the tensile strength and elongation of the sample that is then taken and put into our symmetric software. You place the sample between the pneumatic grips, and using standard testing methods, we're able to run the sample until break, and from that calculate the tensile strength and elongation.
My name is John Miller. I'm a Prevision trainer here at Simon Roofing. We're looking at the roof, evaluating it for any defects that we could find that would possibly be causing a leak or could cause a leak in the future. Then we're going to enter those defects into our Prevision 2.0 software that we'll use to provide a quote, and then the customer can use the report to see what is exactly wrong with the roof. And then once everything's clear with the inspection, we'll move on to our install.
The mantra for Simon Roofing is to repair, to restore, and then replace. In this particular case, we're doing a restoration. We're installing liquid applied elastomeric membrane and embedding it into a reinforced fabric. Once this is completed, you'll have a membrane that covers all the deficiencies in the roof and should provide years of service. Now we're going to be heading over to the plant where all the magic happens.
I'm standing here with Arnell Williams, and we're standing next to one of our 2,000-gallon mixers, and he will describe to you what actually goes on in this mixer and how the products are made on a day-to-day basis.
We can mix anywhere from 300 gallons up to 2,000 gallons, which is roughly 400 to 500 pails per batch. Each pipe holds various materials, tar, asphalt, and different polymers that go within these tanks.
This is the heart of our operation, our process control computer. This is where we can control quality, consistency, safety, as well as productivity. It eliminates all the manhandling or bulk handling of the materials that you would normally get in a more manual operation. This is our small-scale mixing room, and this room basically represents smaller batches than what we previously talked about, but affords us a lot of flexibility. We can scale into very small batches in here and not have to produce a lot of inventory that could possibly go to waste. We can make batches all the way down to 30 gallons. This room also enables us to customize products specific to our customers' needs. If a specific color is needed for a roof coating, this is where it all happens. This represents the packaging part of our process. Everything that we make is in a liquid form. It's all packaged in pails. What they're doing today is packaging out that 2,000-gallon batch that we talked about earlier. They're applying the labels and finalizing the batch in terms of the quality.
We've always kept the customer in mind as we developed our roofing. We designed roofs so that we could effectively put a roof on for our customer the most cost-effective way. We tried to put on a roof that would last not 20 years or 30 years, but would last 50 years.
Simon takes quality and service seriously, and they stand by their customers day and night.
We are 24/7. We have a Simon representative available 365 days a year. And yes, I said Simon representative because we don't outsource our call center. There are a number of things that make us stand out as a call center here at Simon Roofing. If our customers need to request service, they can call us, they can email us, they can download our mobile app, they can log on to our website and request service that way. They're always going to receive that high quality level of service, regardless of which one of our dedicated staff members is handling the request.
Innovation is the key to our business. We feel we have the right formula for success when we're creating and developing new products. Thanks for joining us. I hope you had a great time. See you next time.
Coming up next on Office Spaces, see how one company stays several steps ahead of the competition. Welcome back to Office Spaces. Flooring takes a beating, and constant foot traffic usually means having to replace it every few years. Until now. Thanks to the technology at Antron, they've developed a way to keep commercial carpet looking newer longer. To find out how Antron stays several steps ahead of the competition, let's get down to the very fiber of their being.
Hey everybody, I'm Bill Bender. Welcome to our lab. Let me show you around.
Blast off.
Here in the lab, we research in areas like polymer science and material science to produce the types of carpet fibers that go into Antron carpeting. When people think about the Antron carpet brand, we want them to think about comfort, confidence, and convenience when they're in the workplace. This is a model of an Antron carpet fiber, and you can see here how we designed the fiber with, in this particular case, we call it a 4-hole hollow fill. The fiber is designed in its three-dimensional structure, and when you produce it from nylon 6/6 polymer, this allows our customers to produce carpeting that will last a long time and look good during the lifetime of the carpet, allowing fewer replacements and less waste created in the workplace. We have a very large program on recycling post-industrial waste. A lot of the materials that we make here that are waste products or off-grade, we recycle back into our process to avoid landfilling. We do an extensive amount of end-use and physical testing to ensure that the fiber that we produce is the highest quality, and we spend a lot of effort to drive innovation. And that innovation centers around the design of the fiber and the materials that go into and on the fiber. Now that you've had an opportunity to see what goes on in the lab, we're going to take a few minutes and show you our manufacturing process. Randall, your makeup ready?
I'm ready. Let's go take a look and see where all the magic happens. There's a lot of science into making fiber. We've been working on our quality and process ever since the invention of nylon in the 1930s. The first step is called polymerization. This is where we take polymer from its basic ingredients. These chemicals are mixed with water to form a solution which we call salt. The salt is pumped in subsequent vessels, which similar to giant pressure cookers, which begin the polymerization process. Many of the specific performance characteristics of the finished carpet are determined right here in the molten polymer change. After polymerization, the polymer is cooled, hardened, and made into chips, which the pelletizing machine sorts to ensure even distribution of the pellets for the next step of the process. Nylon chips are remelted before they reach the next phase of production, which is extrusion. During extrusion, molten nylon polymer is pumped through many tiny holes called spinnerets, a metal device which is similar in principle to a shower head. For solution dyed nylon, pigment is added prior to the molten nylon polymer stage. Here, color is locked into the fiber itself, and the nylon fiber is produced as color rather than white fiber. After the filaments are combined as fiber bundles, they are ready for the next step in the nylon production, drawing, where fiber bundles are stretched. The fourth and final step is called bulking. The purpose of bulking is to create texture and body that will be apparent in yarns and finished carpets. The finished fiber is wound on tubes called packages. A single package contains approximately 30 miles of continuous filament yarn. The packages are then wrapped and shipped to mills to be made into carpets. Here at Invista, it's important for us to produce a top quality carpet fiber while producing it safe for our employees and respectful to our environment.
The Camden plant sits on 1,075 acres, and 640 of those are managed for the wildlife. We have about 20 volunteers from the Camden plant that work with the wildlife team. We monitor bluebird boxes, prothonotary boxes, wood duck boxes, purple martin gourds. Some of the guys on the wildlife team come down and monitor those boxes. They maintain them. We have lots of other animals down here: deer, rabbits, woodpeckers. So there's a lot of animals down on the back 40 is what we call that. We've proven that wildlife can live and thrive around a manufacturing facility.
Customers look at Antron Lumina nylon when they want to create a product that's engineered for long-term performance and to maintain its beauty over time. When we work with designers, we help them define what colors to use in their space based on the activity, whether it's in a school, in a workspace where there's community and collaboration. We help define what colors work best.
We are looking at designing a coordinate in a smaller scale pattern and texture and utilizing some of the success of the colors from the original pattern.
Antron is a very specific fiber that has many uses. We want to make sure that we target all the great qualities that it has. So one of the things we tackle right away is Antron 101. We give them the basics on how to use our nylon fiber to deliver pattern, color, and texture when developing a product for their space. So we've got here some Satsuma orange. What else do you have?
I have, let's see, blaze orange.
Okay, and I've got the cool lime. Antron Lumina nylon comes in a variety of aesthetics called fiber effects. Glimmer is the most popular yarn effect that we have, and it delivers a nice pop of color. The great thing about Antron Lumina, it is a solution-dyed nylon with nearly 300 colors and combinations that we can work with.
Hi, I'm David Simmons with Concentrix. Welcome to our location in beautiful Greenville, South Carolina. Concentrix is a global organization today operating in 125 locations worldwide. We like all of our sites to have the same look, feel, and consistency, so no matter where we are in the globe, we're representing ourselves as one company. So as part of our brand, we're very bold and vivid in the color palette that we use in all of our facilities, and this project is a perfect representation of that.
Hi, I'm Scott Patton, the Business Development Director of Antron. And today we're here in Greenville, South Carolina at Concentric Corporation. And behind me over here, you're seeing an install finishing up here with the Antron brand carpet fibers. And Vista offers a variety of products where performance is important. Some that come to mind when we talk about longevity is we have some schools out in Colorado and Texas that are coming up on their 45th and 50th years of installation with no fail, from the corporate space, from healthcare to retail. And so it really runs the gamut, even out at convention centers and airports, some of the busiest places in the world that get millions of foot traffic on an annual basis. Antron believes sustainability starts with products that will last, and that starts with the polymer and the products that go into that fiber. I mean, it's really what's inside that matters, is what we look at in all of our products. It's kind of blending that art and science, making that product look good over a test of time, carrying the design intent throughout the product.
So we're constantly analyzing and developing new materials to go into our fibers, because we believe
that's what's inside that matters.
Thanks for joining us at Invista. See you next time.
Coming up next on Office Spaces, check out how this solid surface is giving wood a good run for the money. Welcome back to Office Spaces. Anything wood can do, DuraSeine can do better. New to the U.S. market, this non-porous acrylic is already a hit. But it's more than just kitchens and countertops. Check out how DuraSeine is making the world a safer place, one solid surface at a time.
Hello, I'm Harold. Welcome to Sandy Ridge. Come on in. Presently, we have 88 memory care residents in the facility. Our average age is 85 plus. We have probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 200, 250 door frames throughout the building. As we do new construction, that we're going to go through the whole building, and we'll do every door frame in the building.
The Sandy Ridge facility is a great example of how DuraSeine solid surfaces can be
Used in all kinds of applications. The patient bathrooms with the vanities, wrapping the windows, wrapping the door frames as a way to provide an easier to care for facility.
Before, we were painting on a daily basis, so it should save a tremendous amount of money.
You're wrapping the trim all down the hallway and in the patient rooms as well.
That is correct.
Okay. Solid surface by its nature. It's a very durable material, but it's easy to remove marks and easy to clean. Even after years of use, if you maintain it, it looks like the day it was installed.
When this resident moves in, we want this resident and the family to feel very comfortable that this room will look this way in 6 months or a year.
The maintenance challenges in operating a facility with wheelchair use, and particularly the door frames and the kind of the amount of abuse that they take. Prestige Millwork, working with Harold, came up with a solution to wrap the door frames in DuraSeine solid surface, and now they're going through the facility and wrapping all of the door frames in solid surface. It can be used in all types of architectural surfacing applications. Any surfaces that where there's a consideration for both hygiene and durability. It's that combination that makes DuraSeine an attractive material in a healthcare environment. Sandy Ridge had several issues that they wanted to find a solution to. In the patient rooms, putting in a surface that would be hygienic and easy to care for, and therefore they're using DuraSeine solid surfaces on the vanity tops.
In healthcare institutions, infectious disease is the worst enemy. One of the great advantages of DuraSeine solid surface is it will not absorb infectious disease or bacteria.
The color and the style ties everything together in the room, from the hallway into the bathrooms.
When the resident comes in, we want this room to look like home, as well as being as safe as it can be on a daily basis.
This is my dog.
Welcome to one of the many fabrication shops working with DuraSeine solid surfaces, one of the most versatile materials on the market. To show you more about the fabrication process, I'm going to turn it over to Tom.
This is how the DuraSeine material comes to a fabricator that's going to make countertops with it. What we've got is Johnny with his panel saw. He's cut a splash, he's cut his drop edge, and he's cut the cross cut the size of the vanity top. Johnny, if you want to get that, we'll start our fabrication. What Johnny's going to do now is he's going to index the edges that are going to be glued together. Even the glue gives you a seamless look so that we can sand and route it from there. Here's the dust collected from just the routing of the bowl. This is the dust that you would find at Sandy Ridge if we did this on the spot. Now we'll do the round over, which is the profiling of the bowl. The profiling is done with a router to cut down on the sanding time needed to smooth out the edge, and this top can be installed in 15-20 minutes maximum. At a place like Sandy Ridge, the safety features of no sharp edges are important because of the age of the people who live there. They can have their fingers or skin cut easy and they bruise easier. This installation was a fairly simple installation. We siliconed the countertop in place. After we put the top in, the backsplash goes on, then the side splash. We silicone along the bottoms so that we keep water from dripping down behind it. It keeps a good seal, keeps everything nice and clean. It's one of the beautiful things of DuraSeine solid surface. You can go back to the shop, you fabricate it to the specifications and the measurements that are taken in the field. It keeps the field work down to a minimum, keeps the dust to a minimum. Some of the advantages of using this, it's a non-porous product. It's cleaned very easily. It can even be brought back up to brand new specifications with a sanding.
DuraSeine sets itself apart from other solid surface manufacturers is the degree of customization. We've got an extensive range of color capability, and we can offer custom colors tailored to a specific architect's design vision, and we can do quite a bit of customization when it comes to our plumbing fixture products. It's become the most common material used in transaction counters, coffee and drink stations, fast food restaurants. We bring DuraSeine products in from our manufacturing operations in China into one of our U.S. distribution centers, and from there, fabricators and millwork houses order the materials based on the specific project needs, and that's where the conversion then takes place, where it's transformed from what we refer to as sheet material to the finished countertop.
Help Tom.
Harold, how you doing,
I'm
sir?
good. Good to see you.
How's the installation look?
It looks great.
Good, good. I think it's going to meet all your needs.
Yeah. We're trying to make the building more user-friendly, safer.
And we'll be there for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today and seeing how DuraSeine was transformed from a raw sheet to a finished vanity.
Simon Roofing, Antron Carpet Fibers, DuraSeine Solid Surfaces. These three leaders of industry use cutting-edge technology to consistently fuel innovation, paving the way towards a greener future. For more information on what you saw in this episode, go to officespaces.tv. Thanks for joining us. See you next time on Office Spaces.